Sometimes games aren't about button mashing or high scores, they're about vibes. Sword of the Sea wants you to ride a magical hover sword across endless dunes, soak in the sights, and let the soundtrack do the heavy lifting. But is that enough to make it fun? Let's find out. In Sword of the Sea, you step into the role of the Wraith, a lone figure tasked with reviving a long-lost ocean across a vast and otherworldly necropolis. There are no cutscenes, no chatter, just you, your hover sword, and the ruins of a once-living world. The story unfolds quietly, told more through vibes than exposition. Giant monuments loom over you, marine life blossoms as you restore balance, and every environment feels like a page in a silent fairy tale. It's the kind of storytelling where you fill in the blanks, and whether you love or dislike that depends on how much you enjoy soaking in atmosphere over narrative detail. Visually, this game is pure art gallery material. Sand doesn't just sit there, it ripples like waves, and when you carve through it on your sword, the whole landscape reacts. One moment, you're sliding across golden dunes, the next you're gliding over icy slopes, diving through submerged temples, or soaring past alien jellyfish that pulse like neon lights. It's a mix of Journey's meditative minimalism and Abzu's colorful life, but bigger, grander, and sharper. Even if you're not a fan of artsy games, it's hard not to stop and admire the sheer spectacle of all of this. The hover sword is the star of the show. Part surfboard, part snowboard, part skateboard. It's your constant companion and the way you experience the world. Riding it feels smooth and fun, especially when you chain together grinds, flips, and launches across shifting terrain. There are even small trick systems and challenge arenas for those who want to push the flow a little bit further, though this isn't a Tony Hawk experience. The puzzle side of things is lighter, usually revolving around activating nodes or guiding energy through ruins. It works, but it doesn't always keep the momentum high. At times, gameplay feels more like cruising through a dream than engaging in tightly designed mechanics, which can be both relaxing, but depending on your taste, a little underwhelming. The music shifts with your speed, soaring when you're carving through sand at full tilt, softening when you pause to admire the scenery. It's sweeping, it's emotional, and it perfectly matched the game's meditative vibe. Combined with the DualSense haptics on PS5, you don't just hear the world, you feel it. The grit of sand under your board, or the rumble of ruins as they awaken, come through in subtle, immersive touches. It's safe to say that the audio side of Sword of the Sea is absolutely top tier. Here's where things get subjective. If you go into Sword of the Sea expecting a mechanically deep game with skill ceilings and endless replay loops, you're gonna feel a bit shortchanged. The fun here isn't in beating levels or pulling off insane combos, it's the journey itself. For some, that means a few hours of meditative joy, like sliding into a dream and not worrying about what comes next. For others, and me included, it can feel like the gameplay runs out of steam before the credits roll. It's undeniably beautiful, but it's more of an experience than a blast. It's on PS5 and PC, and at around 4 to 5 hours for a standard playthrough, Sword of the Sea keeps things short and sweet. The asking price of about $30 US and $40 Canadian feels fair for the level of polish and artistry on display, especially considering the replay potential with New Game Plus, trick arenas, and hidden collectibles. That being said though, it's not a game you'll sink dozens of hours into. It's more like a stylish, perfectly brewed cup of coffee. You savor it, and it's gone, and you remember how good it tasted. Whether that's worth it depends on how much you value atmosphere over content. Sword of the Sea is less about challenge or mechanics, and more about movement, beauty, and soaking in a world that feels like it was painted just for you. If you love artsy, meditative titles like Journey or Abzu, this is a must-play. If you're more into fast-paced, high-engagement gameplay, you might find yourself admiring the art but wishing there was more depth. For me, I see it for what it is, and it just didn't really get its hooks into me. I understand that it's art, but I value gameplay and fun over everything else when it comes to video games. With that being said, it's a good experience, just not one I would return to. Sword of the Sea might not blow you away with its gameplay, but it delivers a striking visual and audio journey. It's a solid experience that's worth a look if you're into artsy adventures. If you liked this video, subscribe, hit that like button for more gaming content. Thanks for watching.